QSD from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there's any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And again, dealing with the COVID-19 restrictions, we have virtual meetings, and we use Google Meets. Get that straight. And if you need to have an address for our monthly meeting, you can get that on our website at www.w0tangoxray.org, or if you're on our mail list, you'll get an email that has that address in it. Our next meeting will be July the 21st, which is this coming Wednesday. And an Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when our monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV, and Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. But again, with the COVID-19 restrictions, we haven't been having test sessions as frequently as we'd like. But we do announce those test sessions here on this net or on our website. So you can track either one of those two to find them. Also, we have a number of local radio clubs that have testing, and those are announced many times here on this net as well. So if you stay tuned, we certainly find you a site for VE testing. And if you have other questions regarding VE testing, you can contact our VE team lead, Tom Koshalski, KC2CHE, at 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R serving as net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now.
KC2CG with a VE exam session notice.
KC2CAG, Tom, go ahead with your announcement, and I'll get you checked in.
Yes, sir. We have a rare DRC VE session coming up Saturday, the 31st of July at 9 a.m. at Industry Denver, which is a wonderful co-work facility that you can look up online. But we try and limit it to about 14 total people. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 associated with the test takers and 4 VEs. So we've got room for like perhaps 4 others. Anyway, you can contact us and let us know, but it's an interesting session coming up.
All right, KC2CAG, this is K02R. Thanks, Tom. I'm glad to hear that. And one more call. I have any other special announcements or bulletins for the net? If so, please call now.
N0DBS.
N0DBS. Don, go ahead.
I'd like to amend some of my previous announcements regarding the Laurel Patriot Net. These sessions can be found for VE testing and all other licenses at www.hamstudy.org/sessions/W0PCT, and they are free. They're computer-based. We request that you bring your own tablet or laptop and that you are prepared for the test. N0DBS, back to net. Thank you.
N0DBS, this is K02R. Thanks for your announcement, Don. And before I move on, I have any other special announcements or bulletins for the net? If so, please call now. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 MHz with a minus 600 kHz offset, or 448.625 MHz with a minus 5 MHz offset. Are there any visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now.
W0TX repeater.
All right, next I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll now take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Kilowatt 0, Delta Papa Romeo. Paul in Aurora.
Whiskey 0, Bravo Kilo, Oregon Weebridge.
N0 ETV, Lance, Aurora, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo, Greg in Denver, no traffic.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Toronto.
Hello, Victor, Rich in Westminster, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy and Denver, no traffic.
This is Kilo 1, Delta Bravo Charlie, K1 DBC drone with traffic. Also checking in W Alpha 4, Mike Bravo Golf, WA4 MBG Robert.
Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich in Arvada, good evening to all. No traffic. Net Control, like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 DPR Paul, W0 BKS Barb, N0 ETV Lance, N5 CMK Greg, AF0E Alex, and I had a double. Rich, I got your name at the end, but could you give me a call sign again?
It's Whiskey Bravo 0 Alpha Kilo Victor, WB0 AKV.
WB0 AKV Rich, thank you for that. And next I had KF0 AFQ Troy, K1 DBC Drone, and he also checked in WA4 NVG Robert, and W6 DOK Rich. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
KA5 DKS Ken in Arvada.
Get a correction there, Jim? Sure, go ahead with the correction. Yeah, the call is Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich in Arvada. Thank you. Okay, sorry, Rich, that's what I got written down here. Maybe I can't write, but read rather. All right, thanks for that. Well, when you read it back, you just said W6, so I assume you dropped the D, that's all. Maybe it's my fault. Not a problem. Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. KA5 DKS Ken. Move on down the alphabet. And radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. TV, Jerry, Westminster.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor, K6HJV Tom Arvada, no traffic.
WD0CIB, WD0CIB, Charleston, Denver, no traffic.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo, AA0JK, Fred and Arvada. Good evening, no traffic.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0GV Jerry, K6HJV Tom, WD0CIV Charles, and AA0JK Fred. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. All right, we'll move down the alphabet in radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima, Papa Romeo, Lanier and Inglewood.
Kilo Echo 0, Oscar Sierra India, Tom and Highlands Ranch, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Echo Delta Golf. This is Ryan in Aurora.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Sierra Yankee, Dan in Denver, no traffic.
KD0 NRO Reed in Arvada.
W0TX Repeater.
W.
And I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. I don't know whether we got a problem with repeater, if it's me or what, but I got some here cutting out. So first I had K0LPR Lanier, KE0OSI Tom, KF0EDG Ryan, and KF0FSY Dan, KD0NRO Reed, and then I had one that was really noisy, started with a K, and the name was Chuck. Could you come back and fill me in with his call sign, please? Chuck, I got your prefix K, but I didn't get the rest of your call sign. It was noisy. Could you come back and fill me in with a call sign, please? All right, lastly, I had WG0N Dave, but he was cutting out, so that's why I was wondering whether we had some problems here with the repeater. But anyways, we'll forge on. Let me make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
WG0N Dave in Lakewood. Problem solved.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. We got you, Dave. Just cut out on me, so I didn't know if we had some problems with repeater because it seemed like sometimes I was losing letters on call signs and such, so it might have been just noise levels. Anyways, thank you for that. And let's move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stanton, Denver, no traffic.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John in Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Uniform Mike, Jonathan, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Bravo 9er, Quebec Delta Golf, KB 9er QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2 SHR Stan, N0TRP Jim, KE0RVZ John, KE0SUM Jonathan, and KB9er QDG Carl. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T.
November 0, X-Ray, Romeo X-Ray, Mark in Arvada, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill in Lakewood.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0 UV Marshall, AC0 VC Bill, K0 YES Ken, KE0 VCW John, N0 XRX Jim Mark, and KE0 YKV Bill. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call out. So now opened up to the entire alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
Kilo Alpha 0, Alpha Denver.
Whiskey Delta 0, Echo Delta Hotel. I have nothing for the net.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. The first station trying to check in was completely broken. I could not pick up any letters, a call sign, or name. So if you could call back and try that again, I'd appreciate it. Second one I got was WD0EDH. Could I get a name, please?
W0TX Repeater.
Yes, it's West, Whiskey Echo Sierra.
All right, thanks, Wes. And the other station could try it again, please.
This is Kilo Alpha Zero Victor Bravo Alpha Curtis in Lakewood here.
So, Foxtrot 0 Golf Alpha Golf, Dario, low traffic.
That's our good old friend Dario. Let's see if we can catch his call sign here. KF0GAG. We'll see if we can help him here if he needs it.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WD0EDH West, K80VBA Curtis. I guess you were the first one that tried to get in, Curtis. It's still pretty noisy, but we got you. And second one was broken. I got GAG is all I got. Could you go back and try that again?
This is K1DBC. I heard Kilo Foxtrot 0. Kilo Foxtrot 0. Golf Alpha Golf. Dario. Hopefully I didn't double over anyone there.
Drone, I got from you then Kilo Alpha 0 Foxtrot Alpha Golf. Is that correct?
Kilo Foxtrot 0. Golf Alpha Golf. Kilo Foxtrot 0. Golf Alpha Golf. The name is Dario. D-A-R-I-O.
Alrighty, thank you for that, drone. And there'll be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. So at this time, I'd like to invite our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GB, to cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
All right, Jim, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. Looks like we got a pretty good crew this evening. My only thing is the upcoming meeting, like you mentioned, this coming Wednesday will be our virtual meeting, and that'll be a pretty interesting program presented by Joe Eisenberg in K0NEB, and it's going to be on kit building. He titles it "Kit Building Techniques for Success." So he's got quite a pedigree. He's the current kit building editor for CQ magazine, which he's been doing for the last 12 years, and also he's the current author of Construction Techniques, which is a chapter in the ARRL handbook. So he's got a lot of experience in this, and ought to be a really, I'm sure he'll give us a lot of good pointers and stuff we haven't thought about when you go into kit building. So make sure you put that in your calendar for Wednesday, and don't forget the Learning Net prior to it at about 6 o'clock. So that's all I got. Back to you, Jim. W0GB.
W0GB, this is K02R. Thank you for that, Jerry. I don't see anybody that indicated they had traffic when they checked in, unless I missed it. If I did, I apologize. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now.
Yeah, this is K1DBC, Daron with traffic.
K1DBC, this is K02R. Go ahead, Daron.
All right, this is K1DBC. Yeah, I'm putting together a video of our field day. Should be out soon here on YouTube, and email out the members, and you can view that on my YouTube channel. But yeah, field day video coming out here soon. Just an overview of what we did. Yeah, so this is K1DBC. Back to net control.
K1DBC, this is K02R. Thanks for that, Daron. We'll look forward to that. Make another call. Any other stations with comments, information, or business for the net, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now. All right, I'll now review this coming weekend's contests and upcoming Hamfest. And surprisingly, we got well, it's not a Hamfest, I guess, but it's a HamCon. It's coming up in October. That's going to be in Cheyenne, Wyoming. That'll be October 8th and 9th. And that'll be the 2021 Wyoming ARRL Section Convention. And that's going to be held at the Archer Event Center that's just east of Cheyenne. And if you need some more information, their website is https:// Wyoming WY. So it's WY HamCon, just all one word, and .org. And they're still working on getting together the speakers. Technical presentations they're going to have, but that'll be on the 8th, which is the 8th of October, which is a Friday, and that'll be primarily a business meeting. Don't have a schedule on that or a topic on that as yet. And then on Saturday from 7 till 2:30, they'll actually have technical presentations, and I don't have a list of what they're going to have at this point in time, but they do have planned vendor setups and swap meet and vendor displays, so we'll have to stand by until they get the program published, but at least there's one to put on the calendar, which has been a long time coming, so it's ways off, but we'll track it. And let's see, this coming weekend, as far as contests, the RSTV IOTA contest, that will be on July 24th. That begins at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through July 25th until 1200 hours Zulu. That's an 80 through 10 meters, and that's a CW and phone contest. And next we have the ARS Flight of the Bumblebees. That will be on July 25th at 1700 hours Zulu. Goes through July 25th until 2100 hours Zulu. That is on 40 through 10 meters. That is a CW contest. And that covers the contests. Got a couple other announcements here. High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon. We're literally check-ins beginning at 11:30, they meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz on a 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army SatterNet, and I've been informed that's going to change, and I'll try this next week to have the new name for the SatterNet, but they meet on a frequency of, at 1500 hour Zulu, which is 9 a.m. here Mountain Daylight Time, and they meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz. That's on a 20-meter band, and I understand that that frequency will change slightly as well, but try and have an update for you on next week. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs: 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, a 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, a 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, a 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, a 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency that have different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to assure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with the 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital only repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz PL tone for activation except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with input on 52.09 megahertz with the required 107.2 hertz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. And I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had a total 38 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:10. And repeaters available for regular use. This is K0TOR, your net control station. And please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And this is K0TOR. I'm clear. Good night all.
K0POR, K80VBA. Is my signal any better?
Yes, sounds better now, Curtis.
Yeah, somehow some pots got turned way up on Mike's gain and power level, and I'm not surprised it didn't work very well.
Well, I still hear some, slight noise in with your signal going into the repeater, so I don't know what it is, but I had trouble the first time picking you out at all, so it did improve since then, though.
Yeah, I think I was overdriving some stuff. Oh well, this is better. This is running a lot slower power. Okay, 0 VPA.
K0 VBA, this is K02R. You have a good one, Curtis, and we'll be clear.
All right, everyone, thanks for joining us here back on the YouTube. Again, this Wednesday, we'll be meeting on Google Meet. I do broadcast it on the YouTube, but most of the chat is monitored on the Google Meet, so if you want to participate in that, and you're not ham radio licensed or out of the state, you can always join there. More info, again, on our club website, W0TX.org. With that, everyone, have a good evening.